Welcome back to our channel. I'm Angela.
And I'm Caitlin.
We're the Pinsy sisters because we love pins.
And Disney World.
Pinsies, pinsy, 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 pinsy. Hey, we thought, what would be another great video? So we decided we would tell you about some of our pins that actually don't come from the Disney World Resort, but come from outside of the Disney World Resort. Now, Disney as a whole does the pin trading, and it's not just exclusive to Disney World. Disneyland does it. The resort in Hawaii does it. Yeah. The cruise ships do it. Over in Paris, Hong Kong Disneyland.
Downtown Disney.
Downtown Disney. So it's not just an exclusive to Disney World.
Yeah.
So there are pins that are sold in Disneyland or out in Hong Kong that cannot be bought at Disney World. So each park has some of their own unique pins. Now, while some of them do share the same pins, there are some unique pins to each park. And I thought I would show my set of one of those unique pins. So I originally got this Mike and Sully ice cream cone pin. I think it's just like a trader pin. Which is common because this is just a collection, like a booster pack collection type pin set. So a booster pack pin collection set would be kind of something that you would start your lanyard with, and then you would use those pins to trade with cast members or other people for pins that you would really like to end up with that you don't want to trade with. Yeah. So so it's kind of common to see some of these random sets around. So I found this one and just really liked it on our trip. And so I came home after our trip and I was like, man, I want to know what the rest of that collection is. So I found it on eBay, and you have to be really careful on eBay to make sure that you get authentic Disney pins and not scrapper pins. Because you want to explain scrapper pins to them real quick, just like a brief. So it's really complicated, but we'll give a brief.
Scrappers are, there's a lot of, because there's more like simpler design pins, it's easy for these factories in different places to copy them. And so they're getting so good at it now that it's becoming almost impossible to even tell the difference. Yeah. And these are not actual Disney pins, but they make it look like it's exactly like a Disney pin.
Right. So it's hard to tell. And basically it comes down to people say there's key features, like are the edges smooth? Yeah. Are the colors all coherent in there and matching well?
I think a good example. Would I have one?
Yeah, you. Woo. Guys, wow, that's a really bad angle.
Oh, man. Okay, so a good example would be, we see these two pins? One thing you want to look for is weight.
It's really slight, I'll be honest, because I've tried.
It's extremely slight. But another thing is, see how, like, I can kind of, like the paint is just not filled in? But see how this one, the paint is just smooth. It's all filled in. That's a big telling sign.
So you want it to be smooth over. And not
also, when you do it in the light, look how this is like shiny. And this one just kind of doesn't have that as much. There's just so ridiculously tiny things that you have to really just be like, oh man, to see the difference.
Right. Yeah,
because I struggle with it. I only was able to figure out with these because we have
two of them.
Exactly.
And so that's sometimes the only way you can tell is when you have two of the same pin.
It's just the slightest difference.
So yeah, keeping an eye out for those scrapper pins. Which I think the other one that I had of this was a scrapper pin. Yeah. Once I got this complete set. But anyway, so that brings back to buying on eBay. That's where they're mainly sold on eBay. That's how you get big scrappers.
Because it's affordable, so people are like, okay, and then that gets into the Disney World trading system, and we're flooded with scrappers.
And then it also comes down to, honestly, if you just love the pin, scrapper or not, as long as you love the pin, you know. But anyway, so I had found this pin and loved it, and went on eBay, like I said, and found the rest of this set, and it is part of a Hong Kong ice cream cone set.
It's so
we have, what did I say? Scrump and Stitch, Piglet and Pooh Bear, Minnie and Mickey, Mike and Sully, Marie and the alien from Toy Story,
Do they have a name? Are they just alien?
I don't know.
That's true.
Alien? I don't know.
Yeah,
and then Daisy and Donald. So that is the whole collection.
It's
I was
so
able
cute.
to find it on eBay and I think it was on the board, the pin board, the cardboard. Sorry, did I say that right? So I believe it is hopefully authentic.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's really hard to know. But then when I did get this and compare it to the other one that I had, I did notice the other one was like missing some paint and kind of looked a little bit different.
Right, and if you just
so it was kind of like, oh,
glaze.
maybe that one was a scrapper.
Yeah, and you can feel the paint's filled in. It's got the shine.
But, so definitely if you find a set that you really like, don't be afraid to search for it online. Yeah. There's lots of trading groups that you can get out there and say, hey, I'm looking for this pin. Yeah. I have recently heard of a website and I just used it and it's great. It's called pinpicks.com.
Yes.
And they have this huge database of Disney pins that you can look up and get information about. And so it's really, really helpful to get pin information.
Well, in this time right now where you can't really exactly see people, it's people are using social media to connect and trade. Yeah. So we have the Instagram and we've seen a lot of people doing trading through Instagram. Mm-hmm. And I've heard, we don't have Facebook personally, but we've heard that Facebook's actually a really great place to do Disney trading too. So there's a lot of ways.
Right. And so don't be afraid to, and just think you're limited to pins that if you're out by California, you're limited to Disneyland pins, or if you're out by Disney World area, you're limited to that. Yeah. You're not. You can get pins anywhere. It's just a matter of searching. Mm-hmm.
And you can trade with anyone across the world.
And looking, right?
Exactly.
So don't feel limited. But you want to show your really cool pin?
Okay. I'm going to actually hand these over to you.
Okay. I'll do a switch.
Thank you. Beautiful. All right. So I have a Disneyland pin.
I really like that pin.
I have never been to Disneyland, but there is a story with this.
I like this
In Disney World, we were at a hotel because we had dinner reservations. What hotel was this?
I think it was the Polynesian because we were going to go into Ohana.
I think so. So we were waiting, just kind of, wandering around. And so this cast member, he's like, hey, come over here. He's like, he sees that, I'm, into pin trading.
Was he part of the vacation club, the Disney Vacation Club?
I think he was.
Okay.
And those people, they got good pins.
They get you.
Yeah, they do.
They do have good pins, though.
So he's like, he had a pin turned on, and he's like, this is a really good pin. He's like,
this lanyard.
This pin on this lanyard is a really good pin. Just trust me. He's like, you want to trade? He's like, just trust me. And so...
But he's like, you got to trade me a good pin.
Yeah, I was so hesitant.
Not just your...
I was really hesitant, and I was like, I don't want to give up this. I don't want to give it up. And then I was like, okay. And this was my first time even doing pin trading, which was quite
really?
Yeah. Okay. So I was like, I don't know. And so I gave him I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'll pin trade. And so I traded my pin and he gave me a Disneyland resort. And, it's like, this is just a really special and really cool one. And, because you cannot get it in Disney World.
You can't get Disneyland pins.
And he was just so proud and I loved it. And I was so like, whoa. I got a Disneyland. That was so cool.
I think it's actually an older, not old, but an
it's a 2009.
Yeah. Okay. So it's
part of actually a set though. There's like a mini and it has the.
So it because its age. It makes it sound like it's so old. It's not, but it is more valuable than just a normal trading pin would be. So that was pretty cool that you were able on his lanyard because normally they don't have.
And that was just so
more
special.
Valuable pins like that.
Yeah,
and it's kind of rare for that.
He made it so special to just be like, hey, let's trade. Yeah.
So if you can find a Disneyland, if you're Disney World or vice versa, if you can find some of these other park pins in the park, that's really cool. But it's just really cool to collect outside of just the specific Disney World and to say like, oh yeah, I have some pins from Hong Kong, never been over there, but they have some really cute pin sets over there.
Paris, I've been jealous of lately,
Yeah, but you can definitely keep an eye on new pins that are going to be coming out. That way you can be like, oh, I really like that pin, and then you can look on the trading sites on eBay, like we said, as long as you're really careful, and some of these other places to begin searching for those pins. So, but trading outside of Disney World is pretty fun too.
Exactly.
It's not a limited thing.
So get out there and just
Get out there and trade around the world.
That's right.
Hey, trade around the world.
Speaking of trade around the world, I'm bunny trailing here, but I've seen where this person where they have like this board of like, you know, the world, like countries, and they'll show like where they've traded from. Like they'll have like, I traded here, you know, I traded from these different people. It's so cool.
That's fun. That's fun.
So anywho, yeah, there's tons of different things you can do.
Right, and you're not limited. Like I said, I know I said that before, but I think sometimes we get in our minds that it's just kind of like a Disney World thing, that this is an exclusive thing that Disney World did. But no, it is across the board, even on cruise ships. I know cruise ships have specific pins for their cruises that you can only get on the cruise ships. So if you can ever do that, that's really cool too. We haven't been able to do that, but I know it'd be really fun to be able to get specific cruise pins and like pins out in Hawaii from, I'm not going to say it right, the Alani Resort. They have specific pins out there too.
D23 releases special.
So there's pins everywhere, so you're not limited.
Tons. Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us again.
Thank you.
All right, Pinsies. Have a great day and
have...
Oh, I already said have a great day.
We didn't. Well,
have a great day and a pintastical day.